Good evening, one and all. Welcome to a Friday night edition of The Steel Chair, where we're going to have a wee bit of fun. Streaming on all three platforms. Very, very warm day here in Scotland. Maybe in Toronto as well tomorrow. It's going to be freezing cold, but we'll see how that goes. But again, as I've said, it's a Friday night edition of The Steel Chair. Welcome, one and all. So, how are we, Eilidh? How's the chat doing?
Well, I'm doing well. I hope the chat are well as well. Yeah, we're talking about real wrestling today. We've got the Money in the Bank coming up tomorrow night, emanating, as you said, from Toronto, Canada.
Hosted by Trish Stratus, by the way. It's just been confirmed.
So, could that play into the result of a certain match? I mean, we'll find out. But no, doing well. Ready to get stuck into this. Ready to get going with the wrestling preview. And I mean, I'm going to be with you tonight for about 90 minutes. Whatever Reece wants to do after, well, it's up to him.
I'll probably go close. I'll probably go to close to 2 hours. Maybe we'll see. Just if anyone's got any questions.
So once again, you can do a little sort of fan panel. But yeah, so don't worry, people. If you put your questions in and we don't quite get to them, Reece will get to them at the end. And yeah, I will bring up their commiserations to the Germans and congratulations to the Spanish as they advance.
Yeah, absolutely.
And well, Solo Sikoa has been brought up there by Keen or someone.
We'll come to him. We will certainly come to him very soon. Because to be fair, we are going to have a conversation about that faction. But see, I'm not going to be completely negative on it. There is some positives to it, but there is one major negative to this faction, and he's been brought up.
Yeah, well, I think we've spoken about it.
I don't rate him for the life of God. I don't rate Solo Sikoa. I just don't.
Yeah. Well, shall we start there then? Because match 5 on your Wikipedia match order for Money in the Bank 2024.
Billy, there's no vendetta. There is no vendetta. I'm getting to yours, and it is good to see you, big bastard. all you do is cry. I mean, come on, don't cry for me.
We had a 6-man tag team match to start off with, and it's WWE undisputed WWE champion Cody Rhodes teaming with 13-time world champion, it might be 14, lost count, Randy Orton, and 1-time, maybe 2-time world champion in Kevin Owens. I think it's just one. Yeah, and they're against Bloodline. 0-time WWE champions Solo Sikoa, Tama Tonga, Loa, and or Jacob Fatu. So it's any 3 of the 4. You would imagine it means that Solo isn't going to
fight. I think he will, and there's a reason for that.
Okay.
And I think it'll be Solo, Tama, and Tonga. Jacob Fatu will not be in the match. Because I think he had the same issue with Usos. Isn't he not allowed to travel because he served time in prison?
Oh, that is true, actually. I think I did read that because he's got a criminal record.
I'm pretty sure he's... Yeah. Mm-hmm. So I think he's ineligible to compete tomorrow. I don't think he's able, but I've definitely starred all questions for anyone who's got questions and star them. We'll answer questions about 5 past 8. Yeah, Fatu can't.
Yeah, I mean, right now, if you throw a question in that's about this match, then we'll certainly deal with it. But
if you've got anything related, we'll definitely answer it. Keen's gone straight in. He said Bloodline will win. Owens takes the pin. Yeah.
Kevin Owens tends to take pins. I think this is... It's a bit of a sidestep for Cody Rhodes. I'll be honest, it's a bit of a step back from what he's been doing and how well he's been doing. It is a little bit deflating to see him involved in a 6-man tag match that's quite, it's inconsequential. I mean, Billy says there that you can see the Randy Orton heel turn coming, but Randy Orton turning heel after this match, in my head, doesn't make any sense.
I have a feeling when he turns heel, but I'll get to it when I give my prediction for who I think will win this match. But carry on, of course.
Yeah. No, I'm just saying, I think it's disappointing. I think Cody Rhodes has had a really strong title reign so far. And I'm not saying this like ruins or discredits his title reign. It's just like we've come off the back of two really hot feuds, the AJ Styles feud and of course the brief Logan Paul feud, both of which were fantastic.
Potentially.
And just like this is the problem that I have. Since that's
actually a question for, I'll keep this one on screen for now because that's an interesting question.
Yeah, that is an interesting question. The longer that the Bloodline sort of persists, the more people just get dragged into its vortex, and now it doesn't even have like the draw of Roman Reigns. So
it's not even.
I just feel like Cody being involved here, he didn't.
Can you even call? I know
this might sound to be.
This might sound like a stupid question, right? But this is not like anything to come off from the faction or whatever. But can you even call it the Bloodline anymore? Because none of the only ones that are actually related in the faction is Solo and Jacob. Tama and Tonga are not related to Solo. They're related to Haku and all that, etc. And Hikuleo is expected soon as well. We don't know when that is, but.
So I think the whole point of the angle is that I think it's that Solo Sikoa is sort of electing his bloodline, and that's kind of like the whole like subtext of the feud, might even be the whole theme of the feud, is that you can't choose your blood, and especially with all the issues to do with with all the backstabbing that the bloodline have done to each other.
So many.
Yeah, I think the more.
But Tama and Tonga aren't Samoan, though. They're not.
The fact is that Solo Sikoa has sort of elected his bloodline, so he's like just picking people that have got his back, but they're not people that are actually his family.
It does have that direct feeling, and to answer Catherine's question, it's potentially gonna do. I think maybe, I don't know. It'll spice up because I'll be honest, it hasn't particularly been. The build up to this hasn't particularly been great. It's been soft burning, but I thought last week was all right. I think the only thing that really helped last week was the ending. I think the ending to the show. I don't know if it. I think the way they started the show was really well, but they've only done in bits, and I don't think that's helped. But again, we called this match immediately, knowing that this was coming. But I'm not gonna lie, I'm not saying this because it's who's involved. I'm not bothered. I'm just not moved by this. If this had not been in Canada, and I'm not disrespecting Canada here, but if this had not been in Canada, I would have got to see Jacob Fatu in this sort of environment, and we would have got to see more of him. It would have been so much more interesting. I think because you've got Tama, Tonga, and Solo,
to be fair,
it doesn't move me. Respectfully, it doesn't move me.
No, they might have surprised us. Maybe Jacob Fatu's managed to get clearance or something. I don't know how it works.
He'll probably do a Bellingham. He'll probably do a Bellingham. He's probably like for his ban from Canada. He's probably said like, "Can I have this day?" And then we'll do it another day. So ban me next time, so I can get in on this match, and then you can ban me next time we're in Canada.
Maybe.
Like, ban me from Vancouver or ban me from Montreal. Let me come to Toronto.
Yeah, well, who's it that said it? So someone said Bloodline have to win here. Or it's kind of just dead before.
Yeah, let me just. Yeah, where is it? It was there.
It's Billy. So Bloodline have to win, or Bloodline's dead before it even begins. Yeah and no. I actually think they could afford to lose here. The whole point being that they're despicable, but that actually this chosen family isn't as dominant. Now, I don't think they are going to lose. I think they will win. But I don't think it's as cut and dry as that. I think that if the whole story that they've got is that, this is an unstoppable sort of iteration of the Bloodline, and we're all kind of just waiting for Roman Reigns to come back and
I
take
love Abu. Abu's agenda will never drop. I fucking love it. He is forever on my side. Abu is forever on my side. I'm proud of him.
Oh, come on, we're gonna love it. Roman Reigns will come back.
I never will. I never will, and I will never
the
change.
main thing. I think the main problem though is attacking Paul Heyman didn't build to a match for Cody Rhodes, Randy Orton, and Kevin Owens. Attacking Paul Heyman builds to the match for Roman Reigns. This feels like it's in the way of that. And not only that, pointless. Again, it feels like Cody's just been sucked back into it, and it didn't have to be him.
Yeah, they could have just dealt with Cody and Solo in that circumstance, and then get to whatever Roman his return his involvement later. We don't need this. This is pointless. You could have done after SummerSlam, the match expected is apparently Cody versus Solo. If that's the case, then just do it after SummerSlam. I'll be cheated if that main event is that.
It's a bit of a crutch for.
It's not the main event I want.
Yeah, it's a bit of a crutch for Triple H's booking, though. He loves to book this 6-man tag in every show, and it's either the women that were doing it when it was Damage Control, or it's the guys doing it with Bloodline, or it was the guys doing it with Imperium. It was the guys doing it with the Brawling Brutes. It was the girls doing it with, I suppose that was Shawn Michaels, but Toxic Attraction. They love having a paper. NXT did it with the Mob and
they've done it at WrestleMania as well. To be fair, the Legends involvement with Legends with Bianca.
Lashley and Profits
versus
Cross and
AOP. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So it's happening a lot.
It is a bit of a booking crutch for him. He loves having this 6-man tag match, and I'm a bit sick of them. I don't care.
It feels like it's a bit like you're just trying to accommodate talent on TV because you've got talent there. It's an overall issue with across the board in wrestling. I mean, I'm generally not a fan of constant overused 6-man tag matches. They can have them now and again. I don't mind it as a one-off, but I don't like it every single bloody week. Anywhere. I don't like it.
No. We're doing crazy having a 6-man tag with a realistic cash-in option. Oh, right. So you mean like they do the men's Money in the Bank and then the winner could potentially cash in on Cody? Yeah, that would add some jeopardy to it. But there is one guarantee though.
There is one guarantee though. We're coming to that later on. The irony of this match, the irony of the 6-man mention, whoever wins the women's Money in the Bank is going to be the longest holder of it. Because they're going to get.
That's
it's probably
true.
Going to be
there's no way of them cashing it in. Well, maybe not the longest holder.
I don't think it'll
Carmelo had hers for a
bit. I suppose. But I think they mean from not a rearranged match. I think they're going from that.
Yeah. Like from the Money in the Bank pay-per-view. What Liv was
40 minutes.
Liv was same night, yeah.
Yeah, because she cashed in on Ronda and it was genuinely so bad.
She did. It was weird. But yeah, so I think we're sort of all agreed in the chat, right? I mean, Cody Rhodes, Randy Orton, Kevin Owens are going to lose to this new Bloodline. Probably without Fatu, but they could surprise us. You know, if it's Tama and Tonga and Jacob Fatu, that's what I'd want to see. I just don't want Solo. I can't be bothered with him. And everyone that he adds to his stable, it makes it not really matter. And he didn't do much. Like, people are talking about this amazing moment on SmackDown. It was all Paul Heyman. It was all Paul Heyman. That
did sound like him a little bit, but yeah.
It could have been anyone that was telling Paul Heyman that. But Paul was the one that got the moment. And it could have been any member of the Bloodline. If Jimmy Uso was the guy that was currently doing this instead of Solo Sikoa, it would have got the same reaction.
Oh, there's no cash in for the
Solo isn't any more dangerous, and Solo isn't any better.
Oh yeah, absolutely. He is boring though. Like, he has got the personality of a dead goldfish.
Yeah,
and I say that with complete disrespect to a dead goldfish. Oh, new chat. I don't know who this is, but welcome, Louis. But welcome, Naomi win.
We're
Okay,
going to
I'll
talk
hold
about
that.
that. We'll get to it. So, for people that don't know,
I do have one thing on it. He
Priest.
says either side. I've got something for this. I do have something for that. I like to say though, because I've not given my prediction. So you've gone Bloodline. Yeah, I'm going that as well. And I'm going to say on the back of it, for me, Randy Orton, as people mentioned, Randy Orton turns heel. I'm going Randy Orton turns heel the minute Cody retains the title at SummerSlam. The minute he retains the title, Randy Orton will celebrate him, then he'll RKO him in the middle of the ring and he'll hold the title to close SummerSlam.
Right, and I would so you think they're going to do Cody and Orton as like a friendly thing at SummerSlam?
No, I think the main event will. I still think the main event will unfortunately be Solo versus Rhodes.
Oh right, yeah, Solo, I suppose.
Yeah, and we'll all have to suffer that shit show of Solo Sikoa getting a main event.
Orton won't turn heel if that's when Roman Reigns is coming back.
He's not coming back for the title though.
No, but he can come back to defend it. He's definitely going to come back and feud Solo.
Oh yeah, he'll come back for Solo, but I think Orton will get the SummerSlam moment. I think he'll get that, and this will tie into it. Cena does have the joint record in WWE, 100%.
Championship wins. Yeah, but they're going to have to strike Flair from the records because Flair's a fuckwit.
They'll do that. They'll do that anyway.
So John Cena is the one that they want to champion.
For me, Orton will break the record. He'll hold 17 world titles.
Well, he's got to hurry up because his body's given up on him.
Yeah, he's got 3 years left.
That's no disservice to his body. I mean, been doing it for a long time.
3 years.
But the wear and tear, is definitely there. So Bloodline went. So people that don't know, Priest and Rollins are main event in this card.
That's right. Which is the right choice because it's a world title.
Money in the Bank matches will happen before that. Now, I think what we're going to do is talk about Zayn and Breaker now, then do the ladder matches.
Yeah, I agree. That's the order we'll go, and it's the logical order. We already know how the show's going to open anyway. The show's probably going to open with the women. It's going to open with the women. They always seem to open with these specialty matches first.
Or they'll open with 6-man because they love doing that as well. Again, how many times you watch an event and they open with the 6-man? Let's get a chaotic start. It's like, I swear they did it. Was it Money in the Bank? No, I don't think.
Well,
last year they opened with a 6-man. Again, it's really quite recent. I think Kevin Owens was in it again because he's always in these.
It wasn't Chamber.
No, was it this year? It
wasn't WrestleMania.
Was it?
I don't think it was Backlash. No, but he did have a 6-man match, and the reason I don't remember is because it probably stunk the place out. I genuinely can't remember.
Well, it's just like it all blends in. It really does. It's really quite,
They always open with the women because they get it over and done with. Because they know it's just going to be a couple of botches.
Well, maybe not this time, but one match I'm certainly looking forward to is Sami Zayn defending the Intercontinental Championship against the unhinged wild animal that is Bron Breakker. Sami Zayn's really good at having matches where he is just the complete underdog, and this is another one of those situations. And I think, much like the Gunther match, this is going to be a must-watch. Bron Breakker, obviously, really impressive, sort of frighteningly good athlete, frighteningly good for his age in terms of wrestling, in terms of just being a complete package. And Sami Zayn's the perfect babyface to, absolutely maim on your way to your first main roster title win. And I think Bron Breakker's got to win this because they've kind of already done the Sami Zayn never gives up thing when he beat Gunther. And if you're not going to hand the belt off to Chad Gable,
yeah, he's out of the picture now. He's out.
Then you've got to lose this now, because if Bron Breakker doesn't win it, you're now harming Bron Breakker. He can't be unstoppable for so many weeks on Raw to lose his first title match, especially to a guy that he's clearly shown he can just rip apart.
That's why I think he ain't winning.
Yeah?
I mean, to be fair, when we discussed the IC title picture 7 weeks ago, we were like, who we want to see win it. We want to see like an exact timeline. Obviously, WWE fucked up our timeline for us, so fuck you, Baldy. But we gave an exact timeline. We wanted Chad Gable to beat Sami Zayn, and then we wanted Breakker to tear him a new arsehole and win the title from him. But they've ruined it. As much as I want Bron Breakker to win tomorrow, and I want Bron Breakker to rip Sami Zayn apart in front of those Canadians, I really do. I don't think so. I think the sad reality is the crowd will get behind them and they'll be like, yeah, go on, you can have another title win in your home country. As much as I want Bron Breakker to win, I think Bron will probably lose by some weird decision. It wouldn't surprise me as well if Bron doesn't get pinned, but he might lose by disqualification. Like you say, completely unhinged. I think he's fantastic that way. He could get himself disqualified by not listening to the referee.
Yeah, no.
I
can definitely see that.
Oh,
Gable wins Money in the Bank, cashes in against Zayn.
This is why I hate Money in the Bank now. Nah, I want, first of all, Billy, love the comment. I really do. The problem is, this is why I hate about Money in the Bank now, that you can now go for mid-card titles. It feels like, what's the point of Money in the Bank if you just cash in on the IC title? You know what I mean?
It did get ruined by Austin Theory.
I mean, yeah, because he went for the US, and I'm not dismissing Billy's comment anyway. Or yeah, exactly. I'm not dismissing your comment anyway, Billy. I think that's great. I just hate the reality that if it does happen, if Gable did win it and then he cashed in the IC title because he's not had a chance because he's not won it, I'd be so disappointed.
I think if you only get one Money in the Bank contract, and you do per year, using it on a mid-card title is really quite poor, because we know that the mid-card titles can change hands and they can change hands on Raw, they can change hands on SmackDown, they just change hands. Like every now and again, we just get a mid-card title change thrown in on Raw, and that's fine and that's great. We want to be watching the show. And the thing is, this isn't even a recent thing, For all of the shit that we give people, Redacted booked mid-card title changes on Raw.
Yeah.
I don't think Chad Gable's going to win, but we'll get to why I think that. I do think Bron Breakker's going to win, though. I think they're sensing this here, and I think Sami Zayn, again, the fun's in the chase. Maybe you can go chase something else. Go and do something else, feud with someone else. Allow Bron Breakker a bit of a run here until who I think his natural opponent would be. And I would probably say Ilya Dragunov, because in between crushing Ricochet and kicking him out of WWE, Bron Breakker also attacked Ilya Dragunov pretty heavily. So I do like the idea of sort of...
And he out-wrestled him. But let's not be real. Yeah. Bron Breakker out-wrestled Ilya Dragunov on Raw. Like tremendously out-wrestled him. Forget the fact that he's a Steiner, and Steiners are amazing wrestlers. Ilya Dragunov is a phenomenal wrestler, and Bron outworked him and outperformed him.
Did you watch the Triple Threat on Monday night? Yeesh! Oh, yeah. What a match!
Yeah, I watched it. I was impressed.
What a match! Ilya Dragunov, Drew
that
McIntyre,
match
and
saved me.
Sheamus had a fantastic match.
That match saved me. That match saved my soul because someone nearly ruined my soul during that show. And you'll probably guess who
I
I'm
wonder
talking
how
about.
you could mean.
Someone definitely nearly drained my soul. We will be coming to him very soon, but yeah.
Yeah. Well, anyway, so you're saying Sami then?
My heart says Bron because I've been a Bron fan since day one, but my brain says Sami, and the reason why I think is because they'll try to prolong this, and also as well we've seen it so many times. If you destroy the champion going into a pay per view / premium live event, if you want to call it that, I just prefer pay per view because I'm old school. If you go into a show like that and you absolutely destroy the champion, you're gonna not win on the event. It's the only one who seems to be the only one who ever really got that exception was Roman because Roman dictated his own narrative, and fair enough. But if you destroy a champion going into the event, you're not going to win. And I think Sami will have that in his favor, and Billy as well. He's also going to say. But to be fair, I think I don't want to see Bron lose via pinfall or submit. If he submits in Canada, fucking hell, that'd be insane. For me, the only way he loses is if he loses control and he gets himself disqualified, and then he takes the title at SummerSlam because he'll probably demand a match that will force the hand. I could see them doing maybe a steel cage or no holds barred at SummerSlam, and then Braun rips Sami apart with no limits to what he can do, and he takes the title because Sami will not get back up. Like his will break. Not the first match, but the second match. I think you'll get 2 matches out of Zayn and Breaker. And then obviously he'll get the obligatory rematch. And he won't even recover from that either. That's what I think anyway. I might be wrong. I seriously, for the whole night, I hope I'm wrong. I hope Braun wins the IC title because Sami Zayn's title reign is finished. Like, it's been finished for a long time, in my opinion. But I think logically he'll have the luck on his side there, and I think he'll retain in Toronto.
Yeah, I see where you come from, but I think
I'm bored of his title run though. Like, I'm bored of Sami Zayn's title run, and I blame Otis. I blame Otis for that.
It kind of it lost its steam with
When
Otis.
that big
actually
catering,
quite a few things.
When that big catering tub of rat piss got involved at Clash, I was like, nah, Sami Zayn's title reign's finished. Like, fuck it.
But yeah, it's just because now it has to come to a conclusion. The reason that I'm saying Braun Breaker is I don't see another conclusion for it. I don't think. I think Braun Breaker gets so derailed if Sami beats him first time. He's the sort of guy that should just come in, have the match, win the match, get the belt.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's like if Gunther had lost to Ricochet first time, it would have that same energy.
It would
but remember,
have been.
Instead, they just allowed Gunther to beat Ricochet first time because Gunther was ready to be IC champ. I think it's the same with Braun Breaker. I really do.
Let's see. What if men's Money in the Bank starts? Gable wins and cashes in on Zayn, therefore protecting Braun, and he'll get the heel reaction from Canada. Well, Gable will certainly get the heel reaction for sure. Braun, though, there's a problem with that, though. There's a problem with this, and you've already kind of justified it in a way, Abel. You've already got the heel in the match of Braun, who right now is killing it as a heel. You bring in the cash in. Yes, you protect him from the defeat. That's fine. You protect him from the result, but you've basically stolen the heat you would have got if Braun was going to win, for example, or not win. He could still have an impact on Zayn. If you take that heat from him, you kill him as a genuine heel. The genuine side of him as a heel.
Money in the Bank.
Yeah, you kill 2 concepts, and then at that point, the Money in the Bank is officially dead. Like, it would be dead.
No, because every year we still get excited about who could win it. But the whole point, it's like the Royal Rumble. Like, it's supposed to be a bit of a watch out for this guy sort of moment, you know? And think about, like, Priest eventually getting his flowers, and he's actually had a pretty solid reign. Nothing generational, nothing fabulous.
It's been
Damian
there.
Priest's had a good reign so far. He's been there, he's been consistent, his matches have been solid enough. The match with Drew was probably better than I thought it would have been.
Once he saved him from potentially breaking his leg, absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, so the reign's been fine. It's clearly building to something, and Damian Priest got that chance because he won the Money in the Bank. So, okay, great. Let's do it again, shall we? I feel like wasting it on the same night on the IC title is terrible. What I can potentially see happening, we'll talk about when we talk about the men's Money in the Bank match. But
I like to see what you think. I've got something in mind. You know what I mean? Like, I do have I think there's definitely going to be a lot of interference.
For the men's Money in the Bank, though. For the men's Money in the Bank, yeah.
I'm hoping there's one thing from the women that I really want, but
okay, well,
actually, no, there's two things.
Next.
There's two things for the women actually I want, and there's two things from the men's side. But yeah.
Okay, well, kick off with the women's ones because that is the next match that we're discussing. So to make it clear, we've both predicted Bloodline so far, and then you've predicted a Sami Zayn retain, and
unfortunately,
Bron Breakker to win the belt. So it doesn't always happen, but this time we genuinely have a divide.
I hope you are right, and I hope I'm wrong.
Yeah, I'm being optimistic for once. So on to the Women's Championship match contract, Money in the Bank ladder match. And we have Io Sky, former WWE Women's World Champion for her. Just Women's Champion.
Has a chance Chelsea
Green.
Punk. Yep.
Yeah, Chelsea Green, who's been killing it. Lyra Valkyria, who's a bit dull. If you ask me. Tiffany Stratton, who is fantastic. Naomi, who's checks notes still here. And Zoey Stark, Zoey Stark, who is bland. And has always been bland and will probably forever be bland. The only thing that might play into this match that could matter is Zoey Stark has history with Trish Stratus.
That's what you thanks. Cheers. Yep.
Did I take that from you?
Yep. Because she's been confirmed as host, I generally think two things are going to happen. One, when she enters, you're going to get actually three things. When she enters, she's going to get zero reaction. There's going to be silence when she climbs the ladder, and if she does get close to the top and she does decide to invoke the fact that she's the host and she comes out, Trish Stratus will get the loudest reaction by a mile, just from Zoey Stark alone, just stealing her thunder. I can see it happening. I can potentially see, I do see this. I hope to God it doesn't happen, because I don't think she's been particularly great on the main roster so far. I don't think Lyra's done particularly that good. I mean, I think Lyra's a decent worker, but I don't think...
Fine. Like, she's been absolutely fine. She hasn't gone out and embarrassed herself, but she has not been Queen of the Ring level. She has not been World Champion level. And I don't think she's missed Money in the Bank level either.
She's cricket level.
Not yet. Let us get more of an idea of her, rather than just, she's got a bit of that generic Becky Lynch thing remember, Becky when she first came up, she's so resilient. She never gives up. It's like, that's good. Any personality other than not giving up? No?
It's just bland.
Okay. Yeah, like there's nothing. And the thing is, I feel like she would benefit from a
Absolutely,
bit more of like
absolutely,
the
Nathan.
NXT UK presentation. The problem was on NXT UK, she was a heel. At least her best iteration, she was a heel.
Yeah, 100%.
Coming out with the black wings and stuff, and I think cost someone a ladder match or just cost someone a title match.
She did
we're
that a
like,
lot.
oh, okay.
She interfered in a shitload of matches. Like, it's one thing she kept
Yeah, she
doing
was
is
kind of always there, a bit like Tatum Paxley.
well, she
But yeah,
creeps me out. Like, she creeps me out.
she's doing really well though. She is doing really well.
Oh, I'm not disputing that. She just creeps me out.
Yeah, so I think looking at the contenders in front of me here, I see
There's
three names that are genuinely in the running,
there's
and
only
I see
one
three
winner for
names that
me.
are there to be warm bodies.
There, there's
Um,
there's only one person I want to win in this entire match. There's
yeah.
only one person.
Oh, I think it'll be the same person that we want to win. But I don't think it will be her.
Yeah, that's fair, Billy. Yep, that's fair. And no one wants to see this again, Abil. Don't worry. Nobody wants this.
She was a very good champion, but right
Yeah.
now there's no interest in having Io Sky as the women's champion again.
Yep.
So
Yep.
go on then, shoot your shot, call your
Keep Tiffany,
shot. Who
keep
is
Tiffany,
winning?
keep Tiffany Stratton away from it. Nope, she doesn't need to do it. She can genuinely win it in her own way. Lyra Valkyria
Okay.
is the bland, boring choice, but it seems likely. Io Sky's already done it. She's going to do the moonsault through the ladder, but she doesn't have to win this. Naomi is another spot, like literally for the spot. Zoe's going to be crickets, and all the ants fall up her ass. But for me, 100% the best worker in the match, the best on the mic, the best gimmick, the best presentation, the most deserving winner for me, 100% is Chelsea Green. Chelsea Green for me is the best worker in this entire match. She's the one that deserves more than anyone. She carries herself extremely well. I absolutely love the way that she interacts with authority figures, especially as a Money in the Bank holder. She's got the opportunity to really take it to them and say, "Well, I've got the opportunity to ruin your show." And I just like the way how she brings people into a match or even a feud itself. Like Chelsea Green is one of the best workers, and that's not me over exaggerating. I'm genuinely being serious. If they
Chelsea
allow,
Green for me is the example that people like
she's
Moaning
so underrated.
Bastard Dijak. Yeah, but Moaning Bastard Dijak and people like that need to maybe take a leaf out of her book because
She's so
Chelsea
underrated.
Green's been. Let's make it clear, she was served chicken shit with this gimmick.
Yeah, she was.
You have to be a Karen.
Like, look at what
Like
she's done.
that wouldn't get over
No,
with
it wouldn't.
anyone. You could
No, it
go,
wouldn't.
Zoey Stark, your gimmick is that you're now a Karen. That wouldn't work. It has
No.
to be her. She's
Yep.
done so well with it. She's been
Mhm.
interesting since day one of the gimmick. We've actually wanted to see her. She's getting pops on her entrance, but booed with what she does, which is what a heel is meant to do.
And she had the best moment at Clash of the Castle by a mile. I know people are going to say CM Punk, and fair enough, but for me, Chelsea Green had the best moment when she came back out because she got sent back to ringside. When she came back out with that mask on, I was fucking howling watching that.
I thought
I
you were
was
just talking about being a perv.
no, that's different. But I was genuinely like when she came back out with the mask on, I was like, nah, this is gold. Like this is exactly what needs to be done. And I absolutely love that about her. I like the ingenuity. Yep, Chelsea Mysterio. I just love the ingenuity of herself. I like the way that she conducts herself everywhere she's been as
See,
well. That's the one thing I like about Chelsea Green, and this is a genuine fact. And everywhere she's gone, whether it be another promotion or doing work on the indies or even just appearances, the one thing she always does is she always talks well about the product she's working with. She always talks well about how the talent she's with and how she can further improve herself and how she can help them get better. So even at such a young age anyway, because she is, when you look at her, the one thing that she does really well is she assimilates, she absorbs knowledge, and she furthers herself. Chelsea Green is, if you watch her, I've watched Chelsea Green for years. Chelsea Green is literally one of the best women's workers I've ever seen. And I am not, I'm not over exaggerating. I've seen her genuinely work wrestling matches. I've seen her do the comedic shit. She is that good of a character and that good of a worker that I would give her the Money in the Bank, and I would have her cash in on Bayley, and I'd have her beat Nia Jax as well at SummerSlam. That's how much I really like Chelsea Green. I would give her the title for. She could have a year-long title reign, and I wouldn't get bored. She'd have
You're
a
talking
3-month title
about
reign.
Chelsea Green coming back down at Clash at Castle.
Yeah,
But
it was hilarious.
I only see La Luchadora.
I see, you're going to say that, but we all know who it was. We all know it's fine.
Yeah,
But it's just
Mickey
fun.
James.
It's fun.
It was Mickey James.
Aye, but to be fair, we know it wouldn't have been her because there was a nope, never mind. But I just like the way that she conducts herself, and I don't care for the other 5 in this match. The 5 of them can fuck off. I just want to see Chelsea Green win Money in the Bank and then become champion. She deserves it more than anybody in this match.
Fair, and I do agree with you. I still think that they're.
That'd be horrible.
I think they see more in having Chelsea Green fail.
I know, but I hope she doesn't.
I think they see more money in having Chelsea Green not win, having Chelsea Green come up short. So I will predict Tiffany Stratton. I think it's been Tiffy time since Australia, and I still think the clock is firmly set on Tiffy time. I think she is fantastic. She doesn't need it, okay, but
she shouldn't be in it.
If the options for her to have it, I would give her it. She could Barbie the shit out of it. She could fucking go all mean girls with it if she wants to. She could have that case for a while, and she can just be like, okay, well, when is it really Tiffy time? You know, the whole thing is that the Money in the Bank's a ticking clock. So Tiffy time is just around the corner. She's got the briefcase. She decides.
Thing is, for me,
I think she'd have a fantastic title reign, whichever show that she decided to go to.
Potentially.
She'd maybe have to go to Raw. I don't know. Raw's women's title reigns or women's title picture seems kind of sorted. It seems sorted though. Like you've got Liv Morgan with it now, and Rhea Ripley's going to come back. Whereas with SmackDown, especially if Bayley's face and Nia's heel, Nia might not beat Bayley. And then you need a heel to beat Bayley, and it could be Tiffany Stratton. And if Nia does beat Bayley, the crowd like Tiffany Stratton enough that they could start her title run as a babyface.
This is possible as well.
Turn her heel.
That would also be the thing as well. Like Nia Jax, I think, would become the person to have the most cash-ins in a match for a Money in the Bank, because she's already had one before, and she gets that second time. Yeah, I would be all right actually. It's possible, but I am on the agreement with Abu. I actually want Tiffany Stratton to win the Rumble. It makes more sense. I think she'd be better for the Rumble.
Women's Rumble winner starts with Cha and ends in Urlet Flair. But we'll find out.
No. We know she'll call. Or can we call Charlotte Hogan instead? Just to piss people off.
No.
To be fair,
your Becky Hogan stuff gets pretty unbearable, especially because Becky works a lot harder than you give her credit for.
She's still a Ginger Hogan.
It's not very nice. But yeah, I mean, consider my men's Money in the Bank pick is back a lot sooner than I thought he would be. My men's Royal Rumble pick for 2025 is back a lot sooner than I thought he would be. Probably got to go back to the drawing board on that one.
No, I don't think you need to. I don't think you have to. I think you're still going to be right, sort of.
I don't know. The whole point is he wasn't meant to be back.
This is true.
I could see Charlotte showing up tomorrow.
She could show up and become the new women's speed champion. Who knows?
She could climb the ladder while everyone's down, Brock Lesnar style, and win the Money in the Bank anyway.
and then you'd have to give props to Lesnar again. Oh, but 2 weeks in a row of Lesnar prop.
Wait, what? Why are you saying I'm giving props to Lesnar? I fucking hated that.
I know. But it was nice.
That's probably up there for my least favourite moment in wrestling history.
But it was nice.
When Ali was at the top of the ladder and the Lesnar music hit, I was like, oh, fuck off, Brock.
To be fair, it was
just thinking about it.
To be fair, it was a horrible moment. I wanted Ali to win that, to be fair.
Just for something a bit different. But of course, he was never going to win under redacted. But yeah, no, I think I'll go Tiffany Stratton.
Fair enough.
Think Chelsea Green. I think they find it funny enough that she wouldn't win it, and they'll still get some good spots out of it, even if she doesn't win it.
This is true. Yep, it's true. Either way,
I do also think that if Chelsea Green did win it, they would have her be the first woman to fail. And is it worth wasting your money in the bank for a comedy spot? Like, I don't think so.
Yeah, it is possible. I'd be annoyed, to be fair, if she did fail, because I think she's incredible. Like, I'm still on the trade for Chelsea Green at some point to hold that women's title. I think it'd be an injustice if she doesn't get it, and I think it would be, personally.
Yeah, I think the other thing that you said about the long title reign, they're not going to give Chelsea Green that.
No, I know. I was just saying it for the sense of I wouldn't get bored. Like I genuinely.
If she wins the belt, it's going to be like when Miz beat Drew. Like a week later, someone else is just going to plaster her.
Probably. The only difference is Chelsea Green is more talented and more entertaining than the Miz.
Oh, Miz is good. What are we talking about? Miz is fantastic. Miz will be a first ballot Hall of Famer.
Unfortunately.
He's earned that.
They should have kicked him at the locker room again.
Absolutely earned that. And if we forget about the one match he had with zombies in it, and I'll remind you that the World Heavyweight Champion had that match with zombies in it. So if we can forgive the current World Champion, we can forgive the legendary Intercontinental Champion.
Oh, I'm never going to. I cannot forgive anyone for working with zombies. I've never liked The Miz, to be fair. I appreciate the longevity in the business, but I've never really liked The Miz.
And anyone who's like, oh, I hate Miz, that's the point. You're not supposed to like him. I respect him, but of course I hate him. He's slimy. He's greasy. I erased that, man. Sorry. I've got a magnified memory for this shit.
To be fair, it could be a whole lot worse. You could be wrestling at the Royal Rumble in neon lights.
No, I still don't think that's worse than the zombies.
Oh, it was horrible. Like that match was horrible. Then again,
I think the zombies genuinely might be the worst thing WWE have ever done.
I don't know. I mean, to be fair, you did have someone who was about to become world champion defeated by some act of God.
Yeah, but I still don't think that's as bad as zombies.
All right, we may have to come back to this at some stage. Because
again, maybe a future tier list. Stupidest moments in WWE history. And then, for balance, we'll do an AEW one.
There's a few on.
Because if you think my memory for the WWE ones is good, wait.
I've got memories for every promotion that's bad. For every promotion or match I've watched, I can name.
No, you said every promotion that's bad. You just called AEW bad. Checkmate.
That's not what I said. I said every promotion that's bad that way. You behave. Yeah, we're not going to come to this. That's one of them. But yeah, I've got a few TNA ones. Yeah, that was cringe. I've got a few TNA ones. I've got several more WWE ones that's not been named. I've got a few from WCW that I can name.
Okay, right people now. In the comments, let us know. Is that a future episode that you'd want to see? We can have a summer of fun. We can pop that in. We could do like a Yeah, well, we could do like a midweek
on
episode on
it's
that.
on the
sort of
What
stuff.
If series. It's on the What If series. I'll tell you
Oh,
now.
is it?
The actual what if I put it is what if stupidity in wrestling wasn't involved? What would happen?
All right, okay. So we'll be talking about things that wouldn't happen. No,
And
but
it's
I think we need to. I think we need to uncover the worst one.
oh no,
Punjabi prison. But there's been multiple of them. I'm talking like one-offs. Like
I think there is one weird like thing, and it's what would have happened if Kenny Dykstra was not in the Spirit Squad?
Do you remember? I
'Cause
know
that
we're
faction
sidestepping again here, but we're
we
talking about
have to.
stupid shit. This
That's
is
what
the one
fucks
that's
me off.
like on my mind. Do you remember the match in AEW with the Shark Cage and Ty Conti or Anna Jay, one of them, couldn't unlock the cage, so the heels just walked through the bars of the cage, thus defeating the entire purpose of the cage.
Yeah, that was weird. To be fair, I remember
There's so many things like that.
I remember a match there is actually one stupid moment, but it is actually with the time, so you can get away with it. You won't get away with it now. But there was a match. Oh fucking hell! It makes me laugh because it's just the times, but you would not get away with it now. So there was a match at WrestleMania 5. There's a match at WrestleMania 5, right? And it's Bad News Brown is in the ring. And this is when Bad News Brown was getting in shit for how he was treating Bret Hart at times, which is really bad. But Bad News Brown was actually just an absolute psychopath. And Bad News Brown is due to wrestle Roddy Piper. So Roddy Piper.
No. No.
So obviously at the time, you're doing a lot of backstage interviews and stuff before matches. So obviously, Roddy Piper's taking the piss out of Bad News Brown, and he's like this side talking. So all you see is this, and then you turn around, and all you see is pure Roddy Piper all the way down in blackface. So it's half black, half white, and he comes out to the ring in front of Bad News Brown. All you see is Bad News Brown going. He just doesn't know what to do. And it's stupid,
I mean, to be fair, would you know what to do?
I would not know what to fucking do.
But the real question is, do these 6 men know what they're going to do if they are successful in winning the Money in the Bank ladder match? See, we've had our fun, and we'll try not to bring up any of the stupid. We'll try not to bring up any of the stupid moments of any of these guys' careers. There's already one that's standing out. Holy shit! No. We have to stop.
It's called shit in a cell, Abu, because it's the worst Hell in a Cell match I've ever seen.
So here we go. Jey Uso main event, as in get him on Saturday night main event. Saturday night main event: Jey Uso versus HIM Carmelo Hayes versus El Idolo Andrade versus Wasted Potential Chad Gable versus LA Knight.
Screwed.
Yeah, versus Drew McIntyre.
I can see, weirdly enough, and Nathan brought up earlier on about lots of interference. I can see 3 lots of interference in this match. So, well, potentially 2, maybe 3, depends on the result. Now, Nathan's went Jey Uso wins, so that kind of alludes to another idea. So, I think I've already written my predictions down. Yep, Nathan's already went one of them already. Yep. Logan Paul, I think, will screw LA Knight, which sets up SummerSlam, which is completely fine with me. That was already in my head. The second one.
Well, LA Knight needs to stop getting into matches and allowing people to screw him out of like title matches.
Yep.
Because AJ did the same thing.
Absolutely. So I think LA Knight definitely screws over Logan Paul. I think the Wyatts will screw Jey Uso. I think that faction will screw Jey Uso. And I think
either Chad Gable first.
Nah. I think there's an even worse way of screwing him. I think Otis will screw him. But I think that's. But the weird thing is though, and it ties into it. I think the winner of the match is Drew McIntyre. He goes to cash in the main event, and CM Punk interferes. I think
again.
I think you're gonna get Punk. I think you will get Punk McIntyre at SummerSlam, but McIntyre gets screwed trying to interfere in the main event. That's what I've got. I think McIntyre wins and then gets screwed, and it ties into the whole point of he cannot seem to get the job done. This would be the complete ending of it.
Right.
For me.
I get
but
it. Yeah.
I don't think the Wyatt Six should be going after Chad Gable at all. I think they've wasted it. They should have went for Jey Uso at the very beginning because of the whole way that he left the Bloodline. For me, that was more logical. Like that seemed like a more logical option. So for me, Jey hopefully will get screwed by the Wyatts. I would then have LA Knight get screwed by Logan Paul, and Drew McIntyre in the main event will get screwed by Punk. That's what I certainly hope for. Because Chad Gable getting screwed by the Wyatts is pointless when he's already going to have a food with catering. So what's the point? Carmelo Hayes, he'll just have a good few spots. I don't think he needs anything from this match at all. Like, he just doesn't. Andrade is a good outstanding shout. He was in it. He wasn't in it last year, unfortunately, because he wasn't there. But he would have been a good shout if he had been in it last year, potentially go and win it. I think it would have been a good way to embed him back in. Chad isn't going to win it. Let's be real. He ain't. But, yeah, for me, Drew wins it, then gets screwed. He will not win. He will not be successful, in my opinion.
Okay, well, let's rule out the people who have no chance, because I see three of them. Carmelo Hayes, yep, welcome to the main roster. This is fun. Have a good time. You're not winning this match. Chad Gable,
more screws than nuts. Yeah,
you've had your chance, Chad Gable. You're not going to win it. And LA Knight's definitely getting screwed over by Logan Paul.
And I think that's wise. Because he's taking the US title at SummerSlam.
I see three names that can possibly win this match.
If Jey wins, I'll be so bored. And
I really hope it's not Jey Uso, right?
He's the main eventer.
It'll make sense. And
it does.
Dare I offer up the darkest timeline?
He holds it all the way to WrestleMania.
Jey Uso could win the Money in the Bank ladder match and cash in on Cody as a heel and join the Bloodline. Which would be the darkest timeline.
You do realize what you've just done, though.
What? Have I willed it into existence?
You've betrayed the good people that hate Jey Uso.
I don't like him either.
They
give him a lot of wins. I wouldn't even have him in this.
You've now betrayed us. We're nah. But I will say this though, and this is weirdly enough. The weird thing about it is though, it actually makes fucking sense.
Yep. That's what you hate about it.
Yeah, I hate it. But
especially if Jey Uso's afraid of the Wyatt Six and says he'll join the Bloodline.
He said such like one of the strangest things in that really. But remember I said like somebody nearly stole my soul on Raw?
Yeah.
It was Jey Uso's shit promo.
Was it the mosquitoes coming?
Mosquitoes, and I've like that promo was.
I'll take the mosquitoes. I'll take the cockroaches. Why do you want any sort of insects? Just the fireflies aren't yours, well. Leave them.
The fact that he's just insulted the fans as well, it made no sense. But it was genuinely so bad. The promo, it was so bad. But I see
every week the guy reveals himself to be more mid. Like every single week, Jey Uso's more mid. He's less exciting. He does something very mid card.
Yeah, Jey Uso is like that. He's like, you want to go to that 5-star restaurant, but then you end up in some random fast food restaurant that gives you food poisoning. That's Jey Uso's entire career. Jey Uso is just food poisoning. Like, he is absolutely shit.
I think as a tag wrestler, like the Usos were amazing together, but as a solo, funnily enough, as a solo, it's not working. The Cody Crybabies will have a fit if Jay wins by cashing in.
They would, no, to be fair, they would go after Nut. It would be insane.
To be fair, right, I don't think this Jey Uso going back into the Bloodline thing is going to work for one very important reason. That would mean that when Roman Reigns comes back, he's got to fight Jey Uso for, oh God, the 7th time?
But would he though? Because I think they're going to be, and I think they would be together, even if he cashed in on Cody. But he would definitely try to take the title from him at some point. He'll probably just pull a fast one and be like, title's mine now, thank you. He just hands it over. He's like Andre the Giant.
No.
He's like Andre the Giant when he took the title from Hogan. Jey Uso just wins, and then he's like, I've sold the title to someone. Here comes Roman, who bought the WWE title. But it gets reversed.
Yeah, and I like the Drew McIntyre thing, but I've got two issues.
I'm just sticking to realism. I'm sticking to just the realism of him right now. Like, that's why I went with that way, where it would be nice to see him just take it. But I think, realism speaking, either McIntyre gets the Mustafa Ali moment, not in the sense where, well, not the Mustafa Ali, actually, no. He would get the MVP. He's about to win it. Out pops Matt Hardy and does a twist of fate off the top rope. It'd be quite funny if CM Punk just comes out and then just does a GTS from off the ladder. Probably breaks his knees, but CM Punk is fragile anyway. But he does some sort of move to McIntyre off the top of the ladder and just takes him out. Or McIntyre wins it, goes to cash in the main event. And then CM Punk's like, nah, mate, not happening.
Well, I think Drew and Punk are going to actually eliminate each other from the card before the show. Now, I know Punk isn't on the card, but so I think Drew and Punk will brawl in the car park.
So you think we could have a surprise entrant in the Money in the Bank then?
Yeah, and I think he might be Brock Lesnar shaped, but we'll find out.
Well, I want to hear this. Go on then. Like,
I just think if you're gonna replace Drew McIntyre, it's got to be someone that isn't aligned to one of the factions that's in this. It's got to be someone who doesn't already have their path particularly cleared, and they could very easily just have Brock Lesnar there as a surprise.
There is another mention that I want to get your thoughts on, because I don't know his situation at the moment. I don't know if he's. I haven't seen him for a while, so I'm assuming he's injured. I really haven't got a bloody clue. But say you're right, and Drew McIntyre gets taken out of the whole situation. And
I think that's better than him actually being in the ladder match, because remember, if he wins the briefcase and he fucks up cashing it in, as in the cash in is done and then Punk interferes. Once again, there's a real trend to what I'm saying here. You've wasted the Money in the Bank for a year. And you can't keep doing it. And I know that it drives stories, okay? But you've just driven a story with it. And that's why Priest is currently the world champion. Drive a story that has the title change hands. I don't see Drew being in this match and not winning it. It gives me two options. Drew's in it and wins it, or Drew gets taken out by Punk beforehand. And especially when you talk about having the bracelet now, I can see Punk hitting him with a car. Yeah.
So this is what I'm thinking. And this is the reality. So Nathan for a laugh has said R-Truth. Abu has said Xavier Woods. What I was going to say, out of interest, I've got two names in my head now because there's one other name. The first one, I'm not sure what his situation is. So one of them I was going to say is Bobby Lashley.
Okay.
The other one, and he begs to get in the match, and he gets granted if McIntyre gets removed, and he could end up being the shock winner. Finn Balor.
See, I think there's only one reason why that won't happen, and I think his name's Andrade. Now, hear me out on the Andrade thing here,
Go
because
for it.
this booking could go places.
He is
Andrade's
a
the one.
champion.
Yeah, Andrade's the one that I've been saying since he returned. Actually, he's got to win the Money in the Bank ladder match. He's got the most potential. He is world championship quality, especially if he's in Judgment Day or if he's in the LWO. I think he needs a faction to talk for him, or he needs someone to talk for him. Maybe hurry up and turn Zelina Vega heel. You know, hurry up and do it and get Andrade a mouthpiece again. And then Andrade, you can go multiple ways for this. Does Andrade cash in on Priest and betray Judgment Day, who he's been sort of lateral with? Okay, that might happen. Does Rollins win for Andrade to cash in and get the belt right back to Judgment Day? Again, I think that's a bit of a waste of the case. Or does Andrade hand it to Dominic?
And then Dominic gets absolutely splattered by, well, anyone.
No, I mean, later down the line, Priest is going to get laid out by Judgment Day, and Andrade will hand it to Dominic. Or Finn will hand it to Dominic. If Finn was in the match, I would be saying the same for Finn.
Yeah. See, the thing with this, though, Nathan, is Liv's not going to do it for Dominic. She's doing it for Finn Balor. Dominic is being absolutely...
If Finn's in it, Finn could be the one that does my Andrade booking.
Yeah. I think...
Someone's kicking Priest out of Judgment Day. I think he's winning this match anyway. I think he's going to... I mean, that's a bit of a giveaway from the main event, but I think Priest's going to retain.
So do I.
And the Money in the Bank is to do with Drew. I think the Money in the Bank's to do with Judgment Day. And whether it's Finn that gets added or Andrade who wins it, it's going to be Priest that ultimately pays the price for it.
Yeah, and let's be real about it as well. The reality of it for him and the circumstances, and I was there at Money in the Bank, and I did say to you on the review show, I was completely honest with it, that match was going well between Rollins and Balor until he came out, because it completely turned the ties of the match. It took away from it, but that was kind of the moment where things started to change for this faction. Because it's been since then where they've been hostile ever since.
It's been a while, and it's been good. They were on and off and on and off and on and off. They were tag champs after it.
And now they've got the extra advantage as well, because obviously JD McDonough is obviously now a tag champ with Balor. There is something there. I'm not a fan of McDonough. He really is terrible. But there is an element here where you can really add the element to this, and there is a way to strike it while it's hot. If Drew is out, then 100% put Balor in there, and then you've got two for the price of one. You've got Balor or Andrade, and that'll really raise pre-suspicions. If you put Dominic in this match, it's a shock.
Yeah, and I feel like Finn is
else.
I feel like Finn's sort of the snake that Priest is watching.
Yeah, but he's just so...
I don't think he's looking at Andrade.
And that's a bad move, because Andrade could spike him at any point.
Exactly. It could happen.
You're going Andrade to win Money in the Bank?
I'm not.
You're not?
Because I've learned in this world that you don't get what you want. I've learned in this world that sometimes you've got to predict what you don't want. And if you get it, you get a point. And if you don't get it, then you're happy because he's not going to win. JD's head is bigger than that. Yep, fair. So I'm going to predict Jey Uso to win the Money in the Bank.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
I'm going to predict it because that way it won't happen.
I hope that you're jinxing that bastard because he is so shit.
I am stepping up to the plate and stopping Jey Uso winning the Money in the Bank.
I hope your counter jinx works. I absolutely hate JD.
But I do, do back me on this. I don't think Drew's going to be in this match. I think Punk will hit him with a car.
It makes so much sense. To be fair, it could happen into like. Well, I don't know if Drew is scheduled to appear on it like for the go home show for SmackDown. I've seen the card, but he could still randomly appear just to take the piss out of someone. But
it seems weird for Punk to wait to screw him again, because this is now a blood feud. This isn't I cost you a title. Like the guy took one of his prized possessions and laid him out in his hometown.
Quite literally. After
right
what
after
he did
Punk
him in his
cost
country.
him in cost him in
country,
Glasgow.
yeah.
So I think this has gone beyond I cost you the case. Like this is like I'm gonna kill you, motherfucker. Like, that is what I want to see this get to. Not to
It's
the
gonna
point
get
that
to
they're
the
having death matches.
You know what we
but
haven't
to
seen
the
in a
point
while,
that we build to their match with these sort of almost attitude era like beatdowns.
I know we haven't seen it in years, and I don't think they would be able to do it now. But I could genuinely see Drew McIntyre versus CM Punk at some stage. People are saying Hell in a Cell. I don't. I'm going one further. I could genuinely see Drew McIntyre versus CM Punk either in a Buried Alive match or a casket match. The way it's going for the whole death situation.
They could easily do that, yeah.
I would take a casket match between Punk and McIntyre. The sixth side of me, I would take it.
Well,
It would
it
work
seems
really
like
well.
match one's going to be SummerSlam.
Yeah. Oh, but by a long shot. It's 100%
so
going to be
again,
SummerSlam.
I feel like it's not good booking to waste the Money in the Bank ladder match on a match that we already want to see.
Yeah.
Like we already remember, this doesn't need any heat added to it. Okay, we don't need to feed more things into this. The same way that it doesn't need to be for the world title.
What about this though? And this is just a hypothetical thing, right? I would go Buried Alive.
Yes.
See, I would go Buried Alive or casket match. Hypothetically, what if Drew McIntyre did win the Money in the Bank, but CM Punk didn't screw him? But instead, at SummerSlam, you have Punk versus McIntyre for the Money in the Bank briefcase. Punk wins it, and then Punk, to even piss off him even more, Punk wins the world title, and he gets to celebrate it. Proper celebrating the ring, unlike McIntyre, who is not in the building. So Punk trumps
I think that only gets
moment.
added to if Punk was to win the belt in the UK. Which they wouldn't do, but I think that would really piss his chips.
I think McIntyre is going to lose across the whole UK. Like it's apparently in Dublin next year. So I think McIntyre is going to lose all across.
That doesn't count then, does it?
Well, he's lost. Well, he's already lost in Scotland.
No, Dublin
and Wales.
doesn't count as the UK, doesn't it?
Oh, one of them's that one.
Keen, are you still there? Which Ireland is Dublin in? I think it's in like the Republic.
No, yeah,
right?
it'd be Belfast. It'd be Belfast. Sorry,
Belfast, Northern Ireland, and Dublin, Republic.
Yeah, so the Republic of Ireland wouldn't count, even though the Irish are fun.
Yeah, so technically, Drew could win in Ireland. That's not UK.
You could then CM Punk control him by saying technically you still didn't win the UK.
Yeah, exactly. So there's a lot to go on, but no, I will step up to the plate. I will be the sacrifice. I will.
Yep, Abel's reminding me
of the mindset of being mutilated like a martyr, as a fucking great Paul Heyman promo once said.
Yep, Belfast.
And I will say Jey Uso is going to win the Money in the Bank ladder match for the sole purpose that I do not want it to happen.
If he wins it, genuinely, it's as bad as Solo Sikoa being on TV.
The Wyatt Six could help Jey as a thanks for giving him the Fireflies match.
Oh. Jesus Christ.
See? I can come up with horrible booking. Tony, hire me.
You're going to get that push like Yeet in the Bank or Money in the Yeet and all that, and I can't stand that.
Have you not seen the poster?
I know he's on the poster, yeah.
So it's just going to be a big briefcase with Yeet in the Bank written on it.
Yeah, I've seen it. It looks so cringe. Like, he is cringe.
It could easily exist, though. That briefcase could already be made.
It's right there.
And ready for it.
There you go. Yeah, this thing needs to go. Like this, he needs to be told. Like they need to find something on him that send him to prison. Like within the next
And
24 hours.
the grand finale, though I've already said who's going to win it. Damian Priest defeating Seth Rollins. I think if Seth Rollins wins this, it's really confusing. Like, unless a member of Judgment Day wins Money in the Bank. And again, if you haven't noticed the theme of what I'm saying, stop having cash-ins the night of the event. You have all year. Sit on it, think about it, do it when it matters. You did it this year, it's made a fucking great moment, and it has caused a fantastic feud. You can do that every year. That's what the Money in the Bank ladder match allows you to do. So stop wasting it on night fucking zero.
Yeah.
So I hope that doesn't happen. And I think Priest should just retain.
Yeah.
Rollins doesn't lose anything by not being able to get the title back. And if he gets the title back, who the fuck's he going to fight?
The worst thing is though, if Rollins does win, then you can already say goodbye to Gunther winning the title at SummerSlam. Just saying.
True,
there's no way.
Maybe they
there's
give
no
it to
way.
Rollins just for Gunther to go over.
I don't think Rollins would put Gunther over.
I think he would have to.
You would have to if you told him to, but I don't think he would I don't think he would at SummerSlam. You know, I don't think he would. I'd be very disappointed. But everyone's pretty much going for Priest at the moment.
Yeah, I think the other thing as well, though, is Rollins winning here opens up a real problem and it's a problem you might not have noticed, but it will very much be there. If Seth Rollins wins the world title, you've opened the door for the Wyatt Six to care about world titles. And that's what sunk the Fiend.
Yeah. I was trying to say, I was thinking, are you going to go down that route? But yeah, because that makes Seth an obvious target.
It makes Seth a very obvious target, and it ups the bounty on his head.
And that does make sense in a way, but you're right. The Fiend was ruined the minute he started working longer matches, and he was ruined
And
the
caring
minute he
about
won.
the title.
Yeah, because he only had one good title match in his entire reign, and that was the Strat match versus Bryan Danielson at the Royal Rumble. But apart from that, he was completely fucked because when he lost the title, he didn't even just lose it; he got squashed by fucking Goldberg. That reign ended to Goldberg, which was ridiculously stupid. In front of Saudi of all places.
He was also the champion that got pinned by Roman.
Yeah, and that killed the Fiend for good.
Maybe he didn't get pinned. Maybe Bron got pinned, but he's the champ that lost.
I'm sure it was because they both got speared in the SummerSlam ring. Yeah, because the ring.
Was that smash him? No, that wasn't smash him, stack him, pin him. That was
WrestleMania.
That was the main event that Jey Uso won at WrestleMania 38.
Yeah, but the smash him and stack him WrestleMania main event as well. Like he done that versus Copeland and Danielson when he stacked them both.
Edge and Bryan, we give them their slave names here.
Wow, slave names.
Edge and Daniel Bryan, give them their slave name. That's what they call them.
I'm just going by what they are now known as. But yeah, that whole smash and stack thing was that, and then the smash and stack came around again for Money in the Bank last year, which backfired tremendously.
So Abu said something here. Priest to retain and lose to Gunther at SummerSlam. Rollins will be added to feud with McIntyre and Punk.
To be fair, you did see McIntyre not be involved at a later date. You did see Punk versus Rollins for WrestleMania for the title next year. And I don't think you're wrong, by the way.
But
I
why,
don't think you're wrong.
But why do that?
Because I think Punk will end 2024 as world champion.
Yeah, but the feud right now, Rollins being added complicates it.
Rollins won't be added direct. I don't think Rollins will be added directly into the feud. I think Rollins. I don't want him to, but I can see you're thinking about it. I don't want Rollins to win the Royal Rumble, but I do actually think you're right. I think CM Punk going into 2025 will probably be the world champion. If not, he'll be champion before WrestleMania, and he'll lose it to Rollins.
Yeah, well, we're gonna do Punk Rollins as a Mania main event, and probably next year. And it'll be main event at night 1, but it'll still be a main event. Although they probably should put it at night 2, but if Cody's still champ, Cody's match will main event. It's Cody.
Cody might still be champ, yeah.
And the only way that they don't do it that way is if Punk wins the Rumble this time and chooses Cody.
I would still have Punk beat Cody as well. I would.
It would depend what other irons were in the fire for Cody at this point. At that point, when we get there,
Potentially, they've really
it'll
got
just depend on like the vibe on the rain.
They've really got to be careful though. Like they've got to be careful because
and they were being careful because they were keeping Cody out of the Bloodline stuff.
Yeah, no, they fucked it.
Cody shouldn't have an issue with the Bloodline anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Like, Cody should be like, fuck you, I won.
Apart from one person.
Yeah, but Cody's energy should be, fuck you, I won.
It should be, but
and
one person will not forget. You're not wrong, but one person will not forget, one person will not forgive, and one person will not stand for it.
Is it Solo?
No, he's mid. It's 100% The Rock.
Oh, not wrong. Well, yeah, so do it when The Rock's back.
Yeah, I think you will. I think you will have a title match between them at some stage. I think it will still happen. I'm not sure if it's the wisest move, but it certainly adds to the fold. I'm sick of the Bloodline story anyway. I wish the Bloodline died like WWE main event.
Maybe Cody loses the belt to The Rock on the road to WrestleMania.
Not gonna lie, that would be incredible.
Would be kind of sad because Cody then wouldn't have anything to do at WrestleMania because we'd be going Rock and Roman.
He can sing Karen with Otis. He can host WrestleMania as well.
Cody's so much better than that. Like it's actually unfair how good Cody Rhodes has been. Like the reminder that I've got that your WWE champion can be this fucking good is just, it's such a feel good factor of WWE at the moment. Just you look at the WWE champion and you're like, I'm actually proud of him. Like he's actually doing really fucking well.
Except when he does that ridiculous cutter, and the match ending to his match at Clash was ridiculously stupid. But yeah.
Oh, I enjoyed it.
It was crap.
It
was crap. It was crap. Oh, look, I pick up a steel. I'm sorry. I quit. Even though his mum was pointless. Keep her away from TV as well.
No, Cody's allowed. It's like when John Cena's dad was on the TV.
Oh, no one cares about his dad either. No one cares about his dad.
Mrs. Dad had a match, did he?
No.
No, it was rumored. He did appear though.
Yeah, that was cringe. Yeah, this was the missed opportunity. They should have done this at SummerSlam.
Did he not do a spot?
He was in the ring with his mum, I think. Miz with his parents were in the ring. To be fair, you're also thinking of Matt Cardona's dad, who got slapped by Maurice the night after WrestleMania, which was genuinely funny.
Who?
You know who?
No, well, who's this Matt Cardona?
You'll know him as Zack Ryder.
I only know Zack Ryder.
See, Mark Cardona is his correct name.
I wonder how many people think that that's like a legitimate thing. Like, I will not say their independent names. I only recognise their name under the Empire, damn it!
I will just say what they're known as now. That's just the way it goes for me. When Jey Uso ends up in prison, I'll call him Shit Show. Because that's his given name.
What was that? George Mizanin spot.
You had to look it up his dad.
What did he do? I'm trying to remember. Yeah, no, he squared up to Shane.
I am not going to be able to pronounce that name. I am so sorry. So I'm just going to refer to you as Fleming. I am sorry. People will be trying to make it seem like Cody Rhodes is better than Roman Reigns. Well, I don't like either of them. So it doesn't bother me.
It depends what you look for.
Yep, she did. That's good. We need to put that as your tag name. Just say I use the slave names. Because that's what you're doing right now. It's horrible.
What? I don't know who a Matt Cardona is.
You freaking do.
Stop Ryder. He's the woo man that used to team with Mojo Rawley.
Stop this rubbish. Use their names, damn it.
Long Island Ice Z.
Oh,
former internet champion.
But yeah,
Whatever happened to Zack Ryder?
He's still wrestling. Unfortunately, he's injured at the moment. I'm sorry.
Is it on like main event or?
No, he's just injured.
I just haven't seen him because he's not on main event. He's not on NXT. He's not on any of the house shows.
Stop it! You. Stop it! Last time I saw him, he was in TNA before he got injured, but that was a while ago. He did get injured.
What's a TNA? No, I will stop it.
Right.
People be trying to make it seem like Cody Rhodes better. Right. Yeah. No, it's a good point.
I can't pronounce your first name. I'm sorry. I'm just going to call you Fleming.
Kyle Fleming, I think.
I'm not going to try it. I'll butcher it and then I'll get in trouble. And I'm not here to get in trouble.
You're allowed to butcher names. AEW do it all the time.
I'm not butchering anyone's name. I've got
it depends what you prefer. If you prefer like workhorse, work rate WWE champion, guy that's carrying the company, guy that's the sort of epitome of what pro wrestler should be, that's Cody Rhodes. If you watch WWE for the drama and for the hype and for the big fight deal, then I would completely side with you that Roman Reigns is better for that. Roman Reigns is more of a boss battle. Cody Rhodes is more of a protagonist. That's where I would divide them. I think both are excellent. I think Cody Rhodes is better overall than Roman Reigns, but I also think when Roman Reigns comes back, we'll really see what Roman Reigns can do. The same way that, if Cody decides to turn heel in WWE, and we don't know if he will, just because of how involved he is with like Make-A-Wish and stuff, and he really has taken on this new John Cena sort of stuff, if you've seen some of the heartwarming clips that he's done. I think time will tell. If we see a heel Cody Rhodes, and if we see a good face Roman Reigns, we can revisit this. I think right now Cody Rhodes is better, but I think Cody Rhodes is better because he's proven to be more versatile. I think, again, if you want the final boss, not The Rock, he sucks, Roman Reigns, the final boss. The Rock's like DLC that's been added to your game and you have to pay for it. It's not even free DLC.
Yeah.
But in any case, that's us closing in on my time here. So, Reece, do enjoy the panel with the people, and everybody, do enjoy Money in the Bank. And remember, will Jey Uso on to win? Cheer him, encourage it. I want to see you tweeting it. I want to see you messaging Reece, go Jey Uso. When he's doing the watch along, I want you to type it in.
Fuck off.
Everyone get really hyped about Jey Uso winning, okay? Yeet, 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 yeet. That's all we want to see in the call. Do not silence me, because that way it will not happen. But everybody, enjoy Money in the Bank. Reece, thank you very much for
You're welcome.
having me, putting up with the silliness.
It's
And
worth
yeah,
it. Telling
we
us
will.
what it's all about. That's why we stream. That's why we stream.
Yeah,
Have
we
a
will
laugh.
catch up either
See this
on the
before you go.
Sunday or through the
See
midweek.
this before you go.
Okay, go for it.
Someone give R-Truth one big title run. I just want to see that. He was a former NWA champion for crying out loud. 2-time champion. But yes, that is correct. But time's up for him. He's into his 50s.
No, come on. It wasn't over for Goldberg. It's not yet over for R-Truth. Keep believing, and everybody keep yeeting Jey Uso forward, and he will do it.
No.
Bye, everybody.
Right, I'm saying this now, right? Ailey's class, but fuck me, what a bastard. Oh, fucking hell. No, none of you will message me about the word yeet. You hear me? None of you. You fucking leave me alone. I do not want that in my DMs. I don't want that on my tweets. I do not want to fucking see that word anymore. Oh, God almighty. I'll probably go for maybe another 5 minutes or so, depending on questions, guys. So do get your comments in. Let me know what you are thinking, and let's just run with it. So, how is everybody doing after this? Where's your mind at for Money in the Bank? What are you thinking? I'm going to check the France score. Still 0-0. Okay. So who's been the better team actually? Let's have a look. Portugal. Okay. Quite shocked. That's nice. Bye. If you've got any questions, jump them in and let me know. If not, we'll call it in a couple of minutes' time. It's been a good show, though. I've really enjoyed this. What's up, CY? Well, looks like we've got potentially no questions. That's fine. It has been a pleasure, everyone. I really do appreciate you all watching. I'm going to go here. If you're watching Money in the Bank tomorrow, let me know what you think of it. Drop your comments as well from your predictions. I've got a lot of predictions from everybody. It's been fun. In the meantime, I'm going to go and chill and get something to eat. But if you are sticking around, I'll just give you a quick rundown of. I'll be nice. I'll give you a rundown of the SmackDown show tonight as well, just to tell you what the card is. I think you all deserve that. So let me just get that 2 seconds. Where is it? Yep. So tonight's card is the Bloodline will show Fury and Waller versus DIY for the tag titles. You've got Cargill and Belair versus Candice and Indy Hartwell, and then you've got the Profits versus Pretty Deadly. That's your SmackDown show tonight. Hope you guys enjoy it. I probably will. I might not. I don't know if like some of the TV hasn't been my cup of tea recently, but I certainly tried to give it a chance. I'm hoping that we'll see something interesting from Money in the Bank as well. I hope it really is interesting, but you can only be honest. But in the meantime, thanks all for watching. Have a good weekend. We will see yous very, very soon. Literally very, very soon. But in the meantime, thanks all. See you later. Bye bye.